Hey everyone, how y'all doing? And welcome back to another video. So we are doing some Go Battle League Halloween Cup action, and I had a 9-1 run with this team. This is a powerful team. I know, people don't really like Wigglytuff, Golurk maybe, but this team is really powerful. I thought of Araquanid, and it picks up a lot of good leads. Now, a couple weaknesses. Togekiss is generally really difficult for the team, especially if it's on the lead, right? Obviously, Wigglytuff has some play against Togekiss. Not the greatest to begin with, but the other two really don't like Togekiss. But with that said, I didn't see any Togekiss in this 9-1 run, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into the battles and see how we did. And I had a fantastic journey on it. So yeah, let me know if you want more videos like this to continue. I might try and put out one a day of different teams. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But jumping into the first battle, Araquanid into Zwilius. This is a fantastic matchup because even if they switch out, which they do, I have Wigglytuff for that later, which is actually even better for the Zwilius, right? Against the Zwilius. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the debuff, the Bubble Beam. I do fully expect a Trailblaze because they want to get back their lost attack. But the good thing is I resist the Bullet Punch damage, right? They do resist Bug Bite, but I'm also really bulky and they are not. So I have that going for me. I'm going to debuff them again. And at this point, I think I could just Bug Bite all the way down. Come out with some energy. Night Slash coming in. Not going to do much. Even another Night Slash, which they barely just miss, would not be enough to KO me. Toxapex coming in. Okay, so at this point, I knew the game was going to be over because I can't switch out. I got to let them farm me down. But, I'll have the Golurk aligned to this Toxapex, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And then I'll have the Wigglytuff for this Zwilius. And I'm going to be able to chum all the way down. I could take a Body Slam. They're not going to go for Dark Pulse. But Body Slam, no problem. And then, yeah, just go for the Icy Wind. Why not? Icy Wind will guarantee the debuff, of course. Which means the Brine is going to do a lot less to Golurk. I also have 2 shields, so no problem. Whether I threw a Swift or not, I was going to win that anyway. Good game to my opponent, very well played. Let's move on to the next battle. Araquanid into Scizor. I like this matchup. Araquanid generally wins this one, so they do switch out into Azu. So I could go into Wigglytuff immediately. I do decide to debuff them first. I don't know if it's worth it because you do give them a lot of energy. So it might be better just to switch immediately into the Wigglytuff. But there's no direct answer to Azumarill, which is a pretty common Pokemon in the meta. There's Pokemon that can beat it. Technically you have played with all Pokemon, even the Golurk. But nothing that hard counters it. So I'm going to go for the Swift, and they're going to bring Scizor, and that's another reason I think I should have went into the Wigglytuff immediately, right? Because now the switch time is misaligned, so they're going to be able to get the farm down here. The good thing is I still do some pretty good damage to them, and Araquanid can come in right now. So Araquanid will be hit with a Night Slash, but we know we could take it. But am I able to farm down? I know I could take one more. Now, I am keeping track of energy during the battle, and I do stream over on Twitch and YouTube, and I do get the farm down. So fantastic for me. Let's see what comes in. That Azumarill going to throw the Play Rough right away. This will be enough to KO the Araquanid. Man, I'm telling you, this spider is super bulky. And then I bring in Golurk. I am weak, of course, to the damage there, but I'm going to go ahead and throw my attack right now. They catch on a Clodsire. But, I mean, I would have thrown that into Clodsire anyway, and we do see the first shield from the opponent. Now, I do have super effective damage. There's no doubt in my mind the opponent is going to bait. I mean, at this point, I don't even know if it is a bait. I think Stone Edge would KO me anyway. So, I do have the back-to-back loaded. I'm going to go for another Shadow Punch. And one more will KO. That will KO. And here's the thing. I do have 2 shields, so I could shield this Stone Edge, and then even though they have a move loaded on Azumarill, I'm able to farm them down because they can't throw it because I have a shield. Good game. Let's move on to the next one. Araquanid into Greninja. Another fantastic lead. I saw a decent amount of Greninjas. And of course it's really good because we also have Wigglytuff for it. Although Wigglytuff still takes a lot from that Hydro Cannon, right? Whereas Araquanid resists it. But the Clodsire comes in, another common Pokemon in the Halloween Cup. I'm going to go ahead and shield that. That was a bait, right? I believe I shielded the bait, but that's alright. I'm going to go ahead and throw this attack and farm down the Clodsire. Very nice. Greninja's coming in. No reason to bait here because if they shield it, they know I have Araquanid. Do they want to shield? And the answer is no, they don't want to shield. So yeah, that was going to be a good game. We were going to win regardless of whether or not they shielded. Really well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move on to the next battle. We have Araquanid into Golurk. Okay, this is an interesting matchup because we both resist each other's fast moves, but I do prefer this as the Araquanid. They will get off the Shadow Punch first, and I'm going to be able to take it. Not a problem. And then they switch into Florges. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and debuff them first, and then I go into Wigglytuff, I believe. Yeah, I go into Wigglytuff. They are debuffed. And I always assume they're on Chilling Water Trailblaze. They're definitely going to throw the Chilling Water into the Wigglytuff, no doubt about it. But I'll just get off the switch right now, and maybe I can get a farm down. I don't know. We'll see. Looks like I might be able to. That 1 HP. They lived at 1 HP. Yeah, I live another Chilling Water even if they were to get it off, so... Okay, Golurk's coming in, but I do have the Icy Wind, which they do have to respect, because if they don't, it will KO the Golurk. Just kidding, it doesn't knock it out. That's right, I was like double debuffed. That's why I didn't KO. Dedenne coming in. This is fantastic for the Golurk, of course. And that is going to be a good game to my opponent. Dedenne cannot do anything to Golurk. Let's move into the next battle. We have Araquanid into Florges. Okay. Well, the good news here is that it means this battle. That's right. I probably shouldn't have even included it. I forgot about it, to be honest. It was part of the 5-0 set I had. Obviously my opponent is not there, and it's really unfortunate. But anyway, what I was going to say is the good news against a Florges lead is that they can't go for Chilling Water because you resist it. They have to go for Trailblaze. This is really unfortunate. I do apologize to my opponent. Not enough to stop tapping, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, they obviously didn't come back. It is unfortunate, and I hate it, but like, it happens to all of it. It's just to show you, right, that it happens to all of us. We've all experienced this one time or another. I remember years and years ago, I had a Meganium farm down my Skarmory because like I was like lagging and I couldn't do anything. Next thing I know, my my Skarmory fainted to all the Vine Whips. It happens. It's really unfortunate, but at the end of the day, that's part of the game for you. I don't know what happened. Obviously, the game either crashed, froze, whatever it happens to be. But yeah, I'm just gonna bring in the Wigglytuff and I guess go for Icy Wind, or do I charm it down? I guess I'm charming it down. Yeah, so I would say good game, but it really wasn't a good game. But either way, we take that win, and we take the first 5-0 set. So we do get the 5-0 there. Moving on to the next set, Araquanid into Dedenne. This is a bad lead, obviously. Can't go into the hard answer Golurk, so we go into the Wigglytuff. But look at that, my opponent is actually stayed in, and I know this is a parabolic charge. So I'm not going to go ahead and shield it as the Wigglytuff. I'm going to go ahead and debuff them right now. So they are not switching out, which really has me thinking, and they shield that. Now they switch out into Crocodile, and I'm like, what? Crocodile coming in. Crocodile is weak to Charm. I was thinking double Mud Slap after Crocodile came in, but I'm like, who would it be? I was thinking Golurk and Nidoqueen. And I'm like, you would definitely switch in Golurk or Nidoqueen if you had one of those, right? Spoiler one, it's neither of them. But I'm going to bring in my Golurk. I do shield the play rough, and it's going to be a Krokorok. So that's why it is a Mud Slap user, but it's a Krokorok. So very cool team by my opponent. Love to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch. I mean, they called it, but like it didn't matter anyway. And let's go ahead and move into the next one. So yeah, Wigglytuff core broke them in the back. They couldn't switch out there. But let's move on. Scissor lead. I like the Scissor leads because it means that Wigglytuff is not on it. So that's why I like the Scissor leads. Sizzle's going to go ahead and go for an attack right now. It's going to be, let's see what it is. It's going to be a Trailblaze. Yeah, usually they throw Trailblaze into this. I do go for the Water Pulse thinking they might call the Bubble Beam, because it is possible that they won't call the Bubble Beam, but they actually shield. It probably is better to go for the Bubble Beam, because even if they call it, you could still farm down. I do shield the Night Slash there. And trying to get the farm down, and then I double shield. I don't think this was worth it, to be honest, to double shield this. Because leaving Golurk without any shields is not great. Bombardier, I remember this game. I messed up multiple times in this game. First of all, I should have just went for the water pulse there. I bring in Wigglytuff. Now we have a Nidoqueen coming in, but we're going to get KO'd by anything that isn't Poison Fang. So even a Stone Edge will knock us out. But they actually do have the Earth power. And then I'm stuck with... Yeah, I definitely messed this game up, but you know what? That's okay. We all make mistakes, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Poison Fang is... they're going to get KO'd, but... Oh, here's another mistake. I go for the Swift, thinking, okay, I can't make the Icy Wind. They shield. This is where I go for the Swift, thinking, okay, I can't make the Icy Wind. Maybe I could have made the Icy Wind. No, I think they're at the... Yeah, they have to move now. I needed one more charm, so I don't think I could have made the Icy Wind there. But, okay, yeah, I mean, well played to my opponent. They definitely outplayed me there. I could have done better, but that's all right. We'll move on to the next game. Araquanid into Golurk, okay. I generally do like this matchup. So the Golurk is going to go, of course, for the Shadow Punch. It's not going to go for the Dynamic Punch. So Shadow Punch is going to connect. And I guess they try and catch. Ooh, okay. So this is interesting. Scald would probably KO. I'd be surprised if it didn't. They actually do get the attack debuff, which is unfortunate. Could I have fun them down? No, I don't think so. Anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch. They do shield that. I could shield them from down, so that's what I'm going to do. And I will be able to successfully farm down. Because if the Golurk comes in, they have to shield, right? But it's going to be Azu that's coming in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go for my Shadow Punch. I guess I stay in here. No, I switched into Wigglytuff. Okay. I guess to lure out the Golurk because I knew they threw energy and yeah, because they threw energy, right, at the Araquanid. So they have to respect the ice. Beat Icy Wind if they want to live, and they do respect it. We are hit with the Dynamic Punch, but they're debuffed. It doesn't knock me out. Now Azu is coming in. I actually make the Swift as well. Crazy stuff. You love to see it. Swift will not KO, but does a lot of damage. I throw the Bubble Beam here. This is kind of unnecessary. I have a Shadow Punch loaded with Golurk, so I could have just thrown the shot. Right? I'm pretty sure I had that, so I could have just thrown the Shadow Punch. But yeah, that's gonna be a good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. This is a team I definitely recommend trying. Guzzlord, another great lead. Obviously, we are ABA strong to this. They're going to bring in Rose Raid. I don't even have to switch here. Look how much the Bug Bites already did, right? This can't be a Leaf Storm, but it is going to be a Grass Knot, which does do a lot. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Water Pulse. I will shield if I have to, because I need to get rid... I need to have Wigglytuff on that Guzzlord, but I don't have to shield, which is even better for me. No way Guzzlord's coming in. Okay, at this point I knew I won. Because Golurk, even though they're going to get a tremendous farm down, and Golurk is going to be a Mud Slap, do a lot with Mud Slap. And I also actually should have been throwing the Water Pulses so I don't debuff them so they don't get as much farm. So that's definitely another mistake on my end. But I figured, they'll get the farm down and then they'll switch out because they're double debuffed. But they actually throw the Scald. I do commit shields. Wigglytuff destroys Guzzlord, so no reason not to. Yeah, I don't throw another Mud Slap because I knew this was coming in. Even if they hit me with a Sludge Bomb, which this is likely a Sludge Bomb, I mean, why wouldn't it be, right? It's not going to KO, so we're just going to let that go. And I do have an Icy Wind as well to debuff them, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that. I want to debuff them just in case they can land a Scald. Golurk potentially survives it. And I actually go for Swift, which is wild, but they're one Mud Slap range, right? So one Mud Slap is going to be enough to KO. And yeah, that Mud Slap will KO. I will shield this. Again, though, they are debuffed, so I think I live this Scald, but I'm going to go ahead and shield anyway. I might as well, right? Shadow Golurk is ultra glassy. Let's move on to the next battle. We got Araquanid into Ninetales. Okay, So I resist all the ice attacks, right? But they also resist my bug attacks. Galarian Corsola, I'm gonna bring in my Wigglytuff. Now this is fantastic. Obviously, you double resist the Astonish damage, and I feel like Astonish users are gonna see more play because of all the Golek, which makes sense. But I will go ahead and debuff this Corsola. But I still feel like I can't get the farm down because two Power Gems do KO me. So even though this is a good matchup, I still have to throw. I'm not in danger of being farmed down. Oh, no, never mind. I actually barely get the farm down. They just made the attack. Okay, never mind. I think one game I did actually have to throw the other attack. I don't really know. But, alright, we'll take it. I don't get to another move. That's fine. I'll bring in the Araquanid. Dazzling Gleam will do a good amount of damage. I think it does like half. So it does actually do a lot. But we could take... Actually, it doesn't even do half. But still a lot, right? I'm going to go ahead and throw the Water Pulse to go for the KO. And they actually do shield that. Fair enough. Do I shield this or let this go? I think I do shield this. Yeah, I do shield it. They actually Weather Ball that, which actually was unfortunate. And Golek is coming in. Kind of wishing I didn't shield, obviously, but I do shield. That's okay, though, because I can Bubble Beam, and we do pick up the shield. Now I can bring in my own Golek, and that is going to be a great game to my opponent. Very well played. So I think this concludes the second set. Yeah, 4-1. So yeah, we had a 9-1 with this team. And then I did more sets with the team. I think the worst set I had was a 2-3. But yeah, let me know what you think of the team. And if you try it, let me know. Comment down below. I'm going to try to be more active on YouTube in the comments and everything. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye.